What up? It's your boy DZ, and man, I'm glad you're here. Man, we are finally in October. Snap has been a little bit of stress, in September. We had a lot of things we were looking forward to, with Move and with the new activate abilities. And it's just been, you know, a little bit of a disappointment. Honestly, I didn't really enjoy the meta this time around. So I'm really hoping these cards here in October are going to turn things around. Hopefully, get rid of all the hella that we're seeing, all the you know the junk that we're seeing. But let's get into it to see what we got. But first, play my ish.
Who you had to see? Busy, 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 busy.
Right, so first up we have Agent Venom. It's going to be a 2/4 with the on reveal. Set the power of all cards in your deck to 4. Now this card is a little interesting. I'm really hoping it's not going to get pigeonholed in, just being in Cerebro. What I'm thinking I'm going to start out with is probably a destroy deck, or I've also been thinking about putting it in just straight Zoo, Gilgamesh Zoo. I think Gilgamesh can get up there, to where it needs to be with all the buffs and things like that. What I'm curious of is if this is actually going to buff the cards for Gilgamesh. Will the 4 ranking go up? So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. I'm personally going to say this is probably going to be about a 4 card for what it's able to work in. Other than that, it's probably not going to be all that competitive. It doesn't really fit in every deck, so that's going to hold it back just a little bit. But Agent Venom, we're going to have to wait and see. Competitively, it's going to be tough, but I think it can be good, but no more than a 4 on this card. Next up, we have Scream. Scream is going to come at you at a 2/2. Now, her ability is whenever an enemy card moves, steal 2 power from it once per turn. So I'm thinking it's going to be really good only in decks like, the mobster move and things like that. I'm going to come up with my own creation on that as well. So we're just going to have to wait and see on Scream. In that deck specifically, is always going to be in that archetype, but that deck doesn't do very well right now. It doesn't have enough cards to support it. So I'm going to say you're probably looking at, I'm going to give it a 3, honestly. I guess it's going to be good. Please don't get me wrong, but it's just not going to be all that great for the meta that we have right now. I mean, how many cards can it really steal? So max it'll be a 2. Oh, I mean, if it can get up to, if it can reasonably be a 2/6, that's pretty good. But then again, you have to have cards around it. So again, I'm gonna give it a 3. And then competitively, it'll be a 3 as well. We're just gonna have to wait and see on this. Like I said, I'll tinker with it. I'll put my own, probably be something like a, gangster gank or something like that. But that's what we got so far. Next up, we have Anti-Venom. Anti-Venom is a 4/6. What Anti-Venom does is going to be set the cost and power of the deck. Set the cost and power of your deck's top card to 0. I think that is going to... man. I don't really know what to even say about this. Like, there are some great cards. I'm thinking about, hey, an Alioth. There's so many. There's a lot of good 6 cost cards that'd be good with it, but other than that, I really can't imagine it just being great. I mean, of course, you can put your your Luke Cages in there and things like that to get his power back, which is pretty cool. But again, now you have to run another card and hope to get it, or you just have a 0/0 sitting in there with a specific effect. So it could be a good time for Howard the Duck to come back. I'm gonna give this, if it works and in the right deck, it could be a 4-star rating on this one. But honestly, I'm gonna give it a 2. Like, it's just not, what we're looking at. And so far, I think this is probably gonna be probably the stinker of the month. It's just not what we're gonna be looking for. Competitively though, it could be pretty good. All right, next up we have Misery. Misery says, on reveal, repeat the on reveal abilities of your other cards here, then destroy them. Destroy is actually in a weird spot right now. There's not much room for it, or room for other cards rather. So we're gonna have to really, it's probably not gonna fit in there, but there are some really good on reveals that, you know, that could benefit from this. I don't know, I'm having a hard time really coming up with a good deck idea for it, but I still think it's going to be a pretty good card. I'm gonna give it a 4, honestly. Competitively, I'll give it a 4 as well. Like, it's going to be really good in the right decks, in the right hands. I just can't really imagine what's going to be good unless you run armor there. Then it won't get destroyed. It'll run as effect. It'll be the same thing as Grandmaster, except you're destroying the card and it doesn't have to move. So that's going to be a big deal too. We're just going to have to wait and see. I'm also curious of if it's say like you send back over a green goblin that was sent over on your side, does it destroy that green goblin on their opponent's side? We'll have to wait and see. Next we have Scorn. Scorn says, when you discard this card, return it to your hand, give it +2 power to itself and one of your other cards in play. This card's pretty strong right now, and I know it's not played all that much, but imagine this in like that Gambit machine gun deck. You know, I don't know what is going to take the place of, but it's still really good. I think I might even want this. We'll just have to wait and see. I don't know what we'll replace with it, but for sure I'm going to give this one a strong 4. It's going to be really good in discard and probably be in discard in every discard deck from here on out. So for this, I lean towards a 5 for discard, but honestly I'm gonna hold myself back, give it a 4, and we're gonna rock with that. Competitively, it's still just gonna be it's gonna be a 4. It's not gonna climb all that much unless you're really dedicated to it. I can't like in the machine gun deck, you're really not looking to play that last card in your hand unless you just play the Gambit early. So you'll have to play around with it. It's gonna be really strong though. All right, next we have Toxin. It's a 2/1 on reveal. Return the other cards to your hand +2 power for each return. Bounce is gonna be good, man. Bounce is already good. Man, this might be one of the best cards this month. That alongside a Beast, you can Beast this back, do it all over again. If you have a turn 7, you can just really go off. Yeah, this is gonna be really strong, and it's gonna be on the nerf train. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one. I'm gonna give this one a 4 as well. This one's really good, really strong. It's gonna be extremely competitive. I'd give it a 5 in competitiveness because it's going to really, really be a menace. And yeah, so it's going to be a 4-star because it really just can't go in any deck, but in that bounce list it is going to be a problem. The kitties, the Angelas, all of these things is going to be strong. All right, now we got Agony. Agony is something that we really don't know that much about yet. I mean, I know what the data mine says it's going to be. You play the card, and the next card you play, it morphs into it or whatnot. That's going to be decent. There's just a lot of things I'm not quite sure about with this card. I mean, of course, it's going to be good. I mean, with that data mine, if that's true, this is going to be an easy 3. Last but not least, we have this new game mode coming up in the middle of the month. I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm not going to talk on it too much right now, but I'd say, that's going to be how you get Agony, of course. So we'll touch on that when we get more information on it. I was listening to Cozy and Alex talk about it on their podcast. Shout out to the Snapchat, but it's going to be a weird game mode. It's going to be a lot of Airsham. I haven't been seeing a lot of Airsham lately, so maybe we'll pull that one back out of the hat, on stream or something like that. But how are you guys feeling about the free cards in that way? I know that Deadpool's Diner really wasn't hitting on much for a lot of people. A lot of people still didn't get the card, and they played a ton. So y'all tell me what y'all think, and we'll go from there. But yeah, guys, that's my take on the cards of October. It's going to be an interesting month. We're going to just have to wait and see on a lot of these cards and see how they play out. But comment down below what you guys think. What's your star ratings on these? It was really difficult for me. I'm really not excited about a lot of these cards. There's a couple of them that's going to be really good. But tomorrow I'll make a deck list on Agent Venom. We'll see how that goes. I'm really leaning towards Destroy or Zoo. But, we'll just have to wait and see. Tune in for that. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Till next time, remember the big three: God, family, Daisy. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.